Disclaimer: just because we do it doesn't mean you should.
Alright, so I think, if I can recall what just happened, I think we just got these plates on here. Now what I'm going to do is, well, let's see, because I've been working on this oil cooler. Just by the way, sneak peek, got this oil cooler, and this is the Aero Classics, what is this, 13 plate oil cooler, per Ray Lawrence's recommendation. Ray Lawrence is the ULpower designated mechanic-y guy, and he said that works great. Apparently a lot of other people like them too, but you got to make your own mount. So I still got to figure out how to make a mount for that. So I'm working on that. But what I'm going to do right now is actually just put the engine. I'm going to put the engine breather on here, just as something that I can do and get out of the way and feel good about. Except actually that I did borrow one of those clamps because they were missing one from the fuel connection kit. So it won't be totally done. But I've got more clamps on the way. But we can at least get things kind of hooked up and figured out here. Wow, look at that. That's a lot of extra wire because it just needs to go right there. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, also, side note, it just occurred to me, for some reason only now it occurred to me, but this, I've been calling this an alternator. This is not an alternator. This is a generator. So pretty big difference because, and I don't know, I just totally forgot about the differences or how alternators usually are. But the difference is, with an alternator, you supply current to it from a battery to produce the to energize the field, whereas with this, it has permanent magnets. It's basically a motor, really. I mean, I think if you could, which almost makes me wonder why they didn't make it so that you could like use this as a starter motor. I guess not enough torque. That would make sense. But anyway, it's basically it's a generator is really what it is. So it actually doesn't need any battery connection to the to any part of the generator in order to make it generate electricity, as opposed to an alternator, which does. So that's interesting. So I'm still trying to figure out how exactly to hook up all the wiring and how I want to do it so that I can cut off my electrical system from being charged by this thing in case it's overcharging. Now, the thing is that since it's not an alternator, which is pretty much the only thing I've learned about in school and also forgotten about, then it seems like you wouldn't really have the problem of having like a runaway situation where it gets too much current being supplied to the alternator. So I'm not really sure if there's much point in putting a switch between the generator and the rectifier here. According to the manual, you do have to have your rectifier always connected to a battery. You don't ever want to have your generator connected to your rectifier and then not connecting the rectifier to anything. Okay, that was a total side trip right there. So anyway, point is, I'm learning things. Let's get the oil breather and stuff. Yeah, that's probably about it. Okay. Okie dokie. So we've got this here. Let me get, oh shoot, I'm using up both of those. Oh, good grief. I need some sort of a... Oh, heck, I'll just use this. Okay. Okay. Let's get our oil breather, or our engine breather. I'm probably going to continue to call this an oil breather accidentally, but it's an engine breather. So the idea here, I mean, you guys are all probably smarter than me, so you know this, but the idea here is that we have this little doohickey, and we hook up one side to the engine right there, and that's like the top of the engine, and the idea is the air is able to breathe through that. But if any oil comes out of here and comes in here, like maybe if you're doing like a triple backflip or something, I'm just kidding, you wouldn't be doing that, don't do that. Then the oil will come down here and then come back, glug, 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 back to your oil sump down here. So we got to connect this guy to here and this guy to here. It's kind of a weird shape. It rattles. Why does it rattle? I feel like there's probably a check valve in there or something. Probably. Okay. Just want to see what... Okay. Yeah, so we do need to... I think I need to put a clamp on there. This is like slightly malleable plastic. Alright, so that goes like that. Rotate that around. Okay, let's see how many clamps they give me. Well, that's a piece of metal under my fingernail. I don't like that. And there goes a clamp. Okay. Where'd you go, clamp? There you are. Ugh. Okay, so we have 2 small ones. And looks like 3 big ones. We should have 4 big ones, but we don't. So, oh well. Alright, so this is our top one. Let's get this cap off of here. There we go. This should fit right over there. Yeah, it fits real good. Put this on here. It's a little awkward. Not a whole lot of space. You know what? Tell you what. Hang on. Hold up. Ow. Okay. Here, let me do this. Oh my gosh. Alright. I feel like such a... I feel like such a goober right now. But that's okay, because I'm just getting warmed up. Just getting warmed up. Alright, so let's see. I want it to go until probably like about that line or so. So I can put that clamp over it. Excellent. Let me get a little bit of this engine oil right here. Get a little bit of this oily goodness right here. And I'm just gonna lightly lubricate all of these fittings, so it'll be easier to get them all on where they're supposed to go. And this one down here. There we go. Good, 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 good. One on here. That's much better. Right about there. Now, let's see. How do we want this to actually be routed? I feel like it should go... Because first of all, the breather is going to go... oh, shoot. Where are those standoffs? Ah! That's what I need. I need the hardware. Breather should go somewhere up here. We want it higher than the... crankshaft. So it's going to go somewhere like right here. Or actually, well, I mean, we can't have it all the way up there. That's too high. Let me think about this. Let me formulate a game plan, and then I'm going to come back to this. Oh, I hate it when things go like this. Need my Oetiker clamps. Pliers. I keep saying clamps. Pliers. How do you pronounce that? Is it Oetiker? 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 I say it like Oetiker. That's how I say it. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do here, I think, is, well, first of all, we're going to slide that down. Going to get one of our clamps and slide that clamp down. Once we get it how we want it. And what we want is we want to be pretty much a nice straight line up to here. Because we don't want any yeah, we don't want any spots for oil to settle. So I think we'll probably just take it right around this mount, around the dipstick, and we'll just mount it right about here. I've got my oil cooler. It's in the oil cooler mounting kit from Zenith in the firewall forward package, not from ULpower. And for the oil air separator, I've got these nuts and bolts and these spacers. Which, shoot, would these work perfect like in here? No, they wouldn't. They're too small. Okay. Alright, let's get some Adel clamps. Okay. Okay, so we'll mount this thing. We want to mount it like, thinking like this. No, probably, well. It's a pretty dang big standoff, but yeah. Let's mount it like this. These are a 1/4 inch, aren't they? These are a 1/4 inch, but these are not. What are these? Okay, we're gonna need some different Adel clamps. These aren't gonna fit. Alright, let's find some more Adel clamps. So interesting.
So there are Adel clamps, but there are no 1/4-inch Adel clamps. So what's up with that? Okay. Now I'm gonna have to drill them out, aren't I? Yeah. Here we go. Wait, are these really 1/4-inch? Dang, man. They are 1/4-inch. They're 1/4-inch bolts. That's pretty freaking big. Alright, here we go. Let's drill these out to 1/4-inch. It's a little bit trickier. Okay, I'm just gonna have to hold that one. Ah, jeez, that was a mistake. Alright, I can fix this. But yeah, that was a mistake. Wow. All of my tools are slowly migrating to other places. There we go. No biggie. Okay, let's get this other one. There we go. Just nice and slow. Nice and slow wins the race, unless the race is about speed. And therein lies the dichotomy, or the paradox. The paradoxotomy. Okay. Cool. Let's dust these off. And of course we'll deburr, because that's just super fun. If I could find my deburring tool. Okay, here we go. Deburring tool. Now we can put these back on here. Just got these drilled out to 1/4-inch. Ow. And we are ready, pretty much, to get these back on here. So I think we'll put them on something like this. Just about like that. Let me get some pliers. Man, I am just having one of those days, aren't I? Oh my gosh. I just dropped that. That's cool. That's so cool. this thing should just kind of slide right in, but it's really not wanting to. Ah, gee, that's so funny. Oh, wow. Well, may as well get it all the way through. Dang, this is turning out to be just a super annoying job. I'm starting to get like super frustrated. Okay, could be because that's a little bit bent or whatever. Alright then. So there's one on there. There we go. That's how it should go in there. Okay, good. Alright. Got that one in there. Let's get these spacers on there. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, it's one of those days, man. Okay, okay. Alright, after much finagling and stuff, we can get this on. Seems like it seems to stick out like a lot. Like that sticks out like a lot. Well, anyway, so we want this fairly high up. It needs to be higher up than the crankshaft, is what they tell me. So I guess something like that should work fine. Actually, let's get the so this hose needs to be cut. Man, that thing is just below the dang. That is just below the starter gear ring. Okay, good. Just blowing through it, making sure there's nothing in there. It's barely on there, man. Ugh. Well, it's not coming off too well. Alright, let's try and get that on there a little bit more. Wow. And that is on there pretty darn good, I think. Not good enough, though. It needs to be on there farther. Shoot. Okay, I don't think this really makes much sense to have the breather right here. I'm going to see if I can put it on this side. Hopefully it won't get in the way of anything. Because the return line, the oil return line, is just coming way too close to the flywheel here. So it needs to really come out this way more. I'm going to need to put some kind of a clamp or something to hold it in place. Maybe an Adel clamp on the back of that bolt or something, because it just is way closer than I'd like. Yeah, so let's try taking this, and what if we mounted it over here? What if we did that? Would that work? And then we could put this guy, point this one down there, which, by the way, we do need to put, that's what I have to wait on. I need one there, and then I need another one right there. And that's the one I'm waiting on. So we're not gonna clamp anything yet. In fact, I'm not even gonna hook up the line yet, aside from testing it. So anyway, let's see. Let's put this guy. Let's see. Well, we could do it. Yeah, we could do it like that. Actually, we'll just rotate these around, I think. Yeah, that's still higher than the crankshaft. Okie dokie. After kind of monkeying around with it a little bit, I think I got it how I want it. So we've got this top hose coming up over here, and it's not hitting this sharp metal right here. And I'm not going to clamp anything yet because I'm still waiting on some clamps, and I just want to make sure it is how I want it. But then I swapped the breather around so it's on this side of this bar right here, or the tube, and then it's still a little bit closer than I would like to the flywheel, but there's a pretty good distance. I can fit my finger between the flywheel and the hose, and I don't think the hose is gonna really. Really, I don't think it will ever get in the way of the flywheel. But what I might do is come back and just kind of clamp this to this plate somehow. In any case, it works pretty well, and I've got pretty much a nice continuous downward swoop. And then we're going to hook it up to right here, and then clamp these two, clamp there, and clamp that closed. And then the breather will be all done. And, well, assuming that I did everything correctly. Yay! Okay, that's it for the breather. Let's move on to something else.